Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm on the Isle of Skye once more, and what an adventure I have in store for you. I'm actually going to take you on a hike to what's been called Britain's greatest viewpoint. But not only are we going to hike there, we're going to summit camp it. So come along with me on a wee adventure. So the start point for this hike, I'm going from a place called Sligachan, where the famous Sligachan bridge is, and I've parked up at the Sligachan campsite. Now it is during season, it is April, so as you can hear from the traffic, it is getting busier, and Skye is really busy in the summer. So I'm trying to lead by example a little bit here, instead of just parking at the side of the road, actually utilising the campsites. And I'm going to stay for 2 nights, because I'm going to wild camp tonight, of course, on the mountain. And then when I get back, I've got lovely shower facilities to get a nice long shower after a big couple of days of hiking. They also do fresh tacos. And I think it's really important as we come into season that although there are plenty of places you can park by the side of the road, when it gets really busy, book in advance if you're coming to Skye, book into a campsite if possible. It just helps ease the congestion on the verges, on the roads, helps locals go about their daily business, because for them they're not on holiday, and it's better for the environment, the wildlife, etc, etc. Normally when I come to Skye it's off season, campsites aren't even open, and that's fine for me because my van's fully off grid. I don't even have the option to plug in electric, so I'd never use it. And it's ideal for me when it's quiet, but when it starts to get busier, I do think it's better to use a campsite. Now this is a fairly long hike. It's a long walk in. I think in total out and back it's about 25 kilometres. So probably a good 15-16 miles. Obviously we're just going the one way just now. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm anticipating, with all the filming and the equipment I'm carrying, it might take me around about 4 hours to get there, which gives me a couple of hours to get camp set up and taking a beautiful sunset, hopefully over the Cuillin Ridge. I was here last May and I was treated to a quite incredible Northern Lights display illuminating the Cuillins. I very much doubt that's going to happen today, but you never know. Regardless, it is quite an incredible spot, not just to hike to, but to camp. I cannot wait to see it once again. Well, I'm just about an hour in or so now, and as you can see there are quite a lot of wee burns to cross, streams you might call them. And it has been pretty dry for the last couple of weeks in Scotland in general, so I've not worn waterproof boots. But if it has been raining at all and you do end up going on this trail, I would definitely wear them. The streams can be a lot higher than that and there's a lot less stepping stones to get over, but also the path can be really boggy when it's wet. But I love this section now. We've just come out onto the sort of grassy part of the valley, if you like, and you're just surrounded by mountains. It's beautiful. So after several kilometres of walking, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6, you come to this point in the trail where there's a fork. You'll see a cairn. You see this cairn and then there's a fork in the trail. Please don't do what I did the first time I came here, not pay attention to it, and I carried on the left hand side. I carried on for about an hour before I decided to look at my map and realise that I was miles off course and I couldn't just go across the heather down to the path that I should have been on because it was absolutely soaking, full of bog, knee deep. So I had to retrace my steps about an hour to get back to this point. So I lost 2 hours of my day doing that. So please don't do it. When you come to this cairn, if you are going to go up Sgurr, or that's your intention, take the right hand side. That is the route to take. Right now, probably around about 6 kilometres in, and I've just been going up and down through the valley, the mountains at both sides, and it's at this section where you really start going up, I would say, for really the first time. You know, your first kind of ascent really, before another plateau. Blaven looks absolutely incredible right next to us. I just love this part of the walk, looking back down towards it with the wee loch in at the bottom. Oh, I'm just at the top of that first push. And I am sweating my tits off. Pretty tiring carrying a pack this big. And you've been walking, it was actually, no, it's not 6 kilometres to that sort of point at the bottom, it's about 9. And it's 12.5 kilometres either way. So after meandering through the valley for 9 kilometres, feeling quite good about myself, how quickly that has changed in the last 500 or so metres. My legs are screaming. And so is my heart and lungs. I'm pretty, I did it at a good pace, but little breather. But en route up here, look out for cairns. And if you don't know what a cairn is, it's like a stack of stones that people make, and it marks your way. It's like a signpost almost. I'll show you what I mean. That there is a cairn. So you know you've got to go up here, up this way. Even though it doesn't look like much of a path up ahead, quite often you'll see another cairn in the distance. And you know that's where you need to get to for the next part of the trail. Just up the second wee push, and you've got these two cairns here marking the way, and you get your first view of the Cuillins. Right, so it's the final push now really, round about, I don't know, 400 or 500 metres left, about a quarter of a mile anyway, almost there now. Well, I made it. It's been a long day, but what a view. Well, that was dead nice, just setting up the tent there, and really lovely young lad from Switzerland just came up and spoke to me. He's just finished the West Highland Way and someone told him to come up here, so he's up here. He's like, yes, it's a good spot. I'm like, yeah, it definitely is. But he gave me some top tips for when I next go back to Switzerland in the van, which was great. But I love that. I love when you meet people on the mountains, and there's another guy that actually saw me in Fort William earlier, camped a little bit further up as well. So it's great people getting out, coming all the way here to enjoy this magnificent view. And it is a magnificent view. And I've got my other camera, my brand new one. It's recording the time lapse for me of the sunset, which is great. And I'm gonna try, if the night sky clears, because it is going to be clear tomorrow, it's going to be lovely. There's no rain due tonight. I think I'm going to leave it on, plugged into an external power bank, and see if I can maybe capture some of the night sky with it. I've never really tried to do that before, but I want to because I've seen so many aurora in the north of Scotland, and I can't capture it on my phone. So I've got some settings on this new camera to try. Not that the northern lights are due, but just to get some of the night sky, it'd be nice to be able to do it, because some of the skies we get here with the stars and the planets out, it looks fantastic, you know. So it's definitely time to get another layer on and a wee tammy as the temperature drops with the sun going down. And you can just see a beautiful orange sky over on that side. And I'm hoping, even though there's quite a lot of cloud, that we get a little bit of that coming through over the Cuillins. And fingers crossed the cloud clears tonight. Try out this camera that's set up and see if it can do a bit of night sky stuff. Well, it's getting pretty dark now. I think I'm going to go back to the tent, cook my food for the night, and I'm going to set that camera up to the night sky. I can see Jupiter clear as day, right over the Cuillins. I'm just going to point that other camera at the night sky, leave it on all night and see what we get. Well, good morning folks. It's around about 5:30 in the morning. It's been nice and calm all night, which is lovely. And I'm expecting a beautiful day today. I'm just about to make myself a coffee and I'm going to get outside and have a look. Watch this sun coming up. It's going to come up from the other side. And in a few hours' time, it's going to illuminate that whole Cuillin Ridge. I cannot wait to see it and get the drone in the air. It's going to be spectacular. Well, what a beautiful morning. Got the sun rising over Blavin in the distance. And the colours of the sky are just pinky blue. Overlooking the Isles here, egg and rum. Before getting this magnificent site where I've camped for the night. Quite incredible. And it's amazing to think as well that back in October I actually hiked up on that ridge, the thinnest section of any ridge in the UK. That was quite an achievement for me with my three friends, Rab, Chris and Willem. And I can actually point out using my Peak Finder app where all the Munros are up there. And you can see Inpin quite clearly. From this viewpoint it just looks like a wee chode. I can see Sgurr right next to it on the right hand side. And then Andoris and Sgurr and Sgurr right next to it. It's some sight, the Cuillin Ridge. It really is. Well, I'm looking at the other side behind me where the sun's rising. And it's the mainland, essentially. And there's cloud inversions. And you see clouds in between all the mountains. I'll try and show you. I just don't know if the zoom's going to get it or not. Well, what an amazing experience that was. Just love it. But it's time to pack up camp, head back down to the campsite. And it is tacos for dinner tonight, that's for sure. It's going to be a beautiful day today, so I'm just going to enjoy this hike back. I'll see you at the campsite. And it's one of these things when you do this hike, when you're hiking back to Sligachan, you just want it to be over. It just goes on forever and ever and ever. And anyone that's watching this, that's done this hike from Sligachan to Stri will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just never ending, man. Just want to get it done. Oh my God, I'm almost there. I can see the hotel now pretty clearly. It's just down there and the road. The bottom of my feet are dying. I get this every time I do this hike on the way back out. It's pretty brutal on the soles of your feet. I might go past the hotel into Seamus's bar and hear it's open, go and grab a nice cold pint of Guinness. Well, this was definitely well deserved. Spit the G. Join me next week back on the Isle of Skye as I take you to visit a place of magic and wonder at sunrise, the enchanting Fairy Glen. Like and subscribe for more van life adventures.